Hello everybody, you're welcome back again to the Reggae Appreciation Society. I'm a huge fan of Jamaican cinema, especially the classic era between the 1970s and 1990s, with all the spectacular cinematography and unforgettable reggae soundtracks. These reggae movies, as I like to call them, are criminally overlooked these days, with the exception of a few interventions like American actor Nick Cannon's 2016 King of the Dancehall, which also starred rapper Busta Rhymes. I believe the last real flourish of great Jamaican movies was in the 1990s that produced classics like the immensely popular Third World Cup and the subject of this video in the gritty urban fairy tale that was Dancehall Queen from 1997, a rags-to-riches story set in the vibrant world of Kingston nightlife in the 1990s and the vivacious, colorful young ladies or dancehall queens who set dance floors ablaze with their electrifying dance moves and sizzling outfits, attaining great popularity and sometimes financial success over time, like the real-life original dancehall queen, Colleen Davis, the very first to achieve legit celebrity status, successful businesswoman and brand ambassador. The way The Harder They Come and Rockers capture the heart and essence of 1970s roots reggae era, Dancehall Queen was the perfect snapshot of the dominance of dancehall culture in the 90s. The very backdrop against which the protagonist and underdog heroine, Marcia, navigates the dangers of the streets to ultimate success. This movie was from the stables of Chris Blackwell's film company, Island Pictures, and was based on an original idea by veteran Jamaican actor Carl Bradshaw. Island Pictures recruited British filmmakers Rick Elgood and the legendary Don Letts to serve as directors, with Blackwell, Carl Bradshaw, who also stars in the movie, and Caroline Pfeiffer as producers. And just like other Island Pictures movies in the 90s, it was filmed with home video cameras to give it a gritty documentary feel and featured the wonderful soundtrack with thumping music from the likes of Beanie Man, Chakademus and Pliers, Grace Jones, Black Uhuru, and Bounty Killer, among others. The movie is essentially an urban fairy tale rags-to-riches story that follows the journey of Marcia, a down-on-her-luck single mother of two girls, doing her best to scratch a living as a street vendor, selling cigarettes and liquor out of a pushcart, which she hauls several kilometers every day to the same spot outside one of the hottest nightclubs, or rather dance halls, in Kingston. Marcia, played by the amazing Audrey Reed, already has her hands full surviving when she and her brother, played by actor Carl Danvers, scramble for survival when they come under the radar of terrifying murderer and street thug Priest, played by popular Jamaican actor and legend Paul Campbell, who terrorizes them to no end, as well as the despicable manipulative Larry, a slick hustler and gunman who first starts out as a supportive friend of the family, but is revealed to have predatory designs on Marcia's 16-year-old daughter, Tanya. Life turns the heat up on Marcia to almost breaking point, and when a seeming impossible opportunity to escape the ghetto presents itself in the form of the Dancehall Queen competition that's being held at the very same nightclub where she hawks her drinks across the street from. Knowing fully well that Marcia, the awkward and raggedy street vendor, stands no chance of winning that contest, she creates an alter ego and secret identity simply known as Mystery Woman, a downtown Kingston Cinderella figure whose devastating dance moves and irresistible homemade outfits turns Kingston upside down and becomes the perfect tool for Marcia to outsmart and ultimately destroy her enemies before the final showdown with the reigning dancehall queen. This movie's storyline and plot is simply phenomenal, with its universal theme of the underdog winning against all odds, and is powered by a really good 1990s dancehall soundtrack, spiced up by appearances by real-life artists like a young fiery Anthony B, dancehall artist Lady Saw, as well as Beanie Man and Chevelle Franklin, who performed the theme song Dancehall Queen. As a matter of fact, the song Dancehall Queen, produced by Sly Dunbar and Robbie Shakespeare, was a massive hit and the biggest song in Jamaica in 1997, which stayed at number 1 in the singles charts for an incredible 9 weeks. Back then, I'd been hearing that song on the radio and catching clips of the video on TV long before I saw the movie itself. After 8 months of production, the movie hit Jamaican theaters on the 10th of October in 1997 and was a roaring commercial success that broke box office records and became the longest running movie in the island's history. The movie was also screened in the UK and premiered in London at a cinema in Brixton to amazing buzz, as that same cinema in that Jamaican dominated area was the same cinema that The Harder They Come had first been premiered 24 years before then, and the movie also got strong positive critical reviews. for the performances of the lead actors and Audrey Reed in particular, who was applauded for dominating every scene in the movie with her natural talent and screen presence in what was unbelievably her debut as an actress. But personally, I was no admirer of the low camera quality, as I believe it took the shine off what was really a good plot. But ultimately, everything worked out for that movie, as it became a massive cultural event in Jamaica that was a big win for Island Pictures, proving there was a global market for authentic Caribbean stories like this one. It was what directly set the stage for the next movie in the action flick Third World Cup that came out 2 years later with basically the same cast. Though Third World Cup became an even bigger commercial hit, Dancehall Queen is generally rated higher by moviegoers and critics alike as a superior movie. It stayed on rotation on cable TV around the world for years to come and is credited with bringing a snapshot of Kingston in the 1990s and beaming it to the world, especially the musical and sound system scene, complete with the neon wigs, metallic fabrics, unforgettable dance moves, and bright colors worn by the dancehall queens who became the highlights of the culture by that decade. These ladies would influence the aesthetics for A-list artists around the world, like Rihanna and Beyonce right into the new millennium. I watched this movie a few days ago and I must say it holds up really well 29 years after it was made. An entertaining, nostalgic, and heartwarming classic that defined the iconic era that was 1990s Jamaican cinema. So there you have it. Thank you for watching this video today. Please leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, Jah bless.